$3. That's what it costs to bring a plant back from the brink, using something already sitting in your kitchen right now. Not $50 on a greenhouse-grade fertilizer, not a subscription box. $3, sometimes less than $1. And here's the part that surprises most people. Some of these can show noticeable improvement within days, while others rebuild your plant over time, not give it a few weeks and see. Under 2 days. Picture the plant you've already given up on. The fern with 3 sad, yellowing leaves left. The pothos you moved to a corner because you didn't want to look at it anymore. Maybe you've already told yourself, this one's a goner, and stopped watering it on schedule. Here's the thing almost nobody tells you. Most dead houseplants aren't actually dead. As long as there's a firm, white root system underneath that soil, and even a hint of green anywhere on the plant, it's not dead, it's starving. And starving plants don't need more water, and they definitely don't need an expensive bag of synthetic fertilizer from the garden center. They need specific nutrients, delivered in a form they can actually absorb right now. That's what today's about. 5 natural fertilizers, things you probably already have, that don't just feed a healthy plant slowly over time, but can jolt a struggling one back into active growth fast. We're talking about why plain water sometimes does nothing, why some of these 5 work almost instantly, while others work more like a slow release, and exactly how much of each to use so you don't overdo it and cause more damage than good. By the end of this, you'll know all 5 in the exact order to reach for them depending on how far gone your plant looks. Let's start with the biggest myth about reviving a dying plant, because it's probably the reason your last attempt didn't work. Here's the myth. Most people think a dying plant needs more water, more sunlight, more attention. So they move it to a brighter window and start watering it every day just in case. 9 times out of 10, that makes things worse. Overwatering a stressed plant suffocates the roots further, and a sudden light change on a weakened plant can scorch what little leaf tissue it has left. The correct method is almost the opposite. Stabilize first, feed second, and feed targeted, not generic. That's why we're going through these in order, from gentlest to most intensive, instead of just throwing everything at the plant at once. Fertilizer 1. Used coffee grounds. Coffee grounds are loaded with nitrogen, the nutrient responsible for leaf and stem growth. It's often the first thing a starving plant runs out of, which is why older leaves yellow from the bottom up. Sprinkle a thin layer, no more than a 1/4 inch, directly onto the soil surface and gently work it in. Do not layer it thick. Too much nitrogen too fast can actually burn tender roots, which is the opposite of what you want. This one's slow release, so think of it as the foundation, not the instant fix. Fertilizer 2. Eggshells, crushed fine. Eggshells are mostly calcium carbonate, which strengthens cell walls and helps prevent the mushy, collapsing stems you see in plants that look melted. Crush them into a near powder, the finer the better, since whole shell chunks can take months to break down, and mix a tablespoon into the top inch of soil. Many growers report stronger and upright new growth within a couple of weeks of steady use, though the exact mechanism for how quickly plants can absorb that calcium is still debated among growers rather than definitively settled. Fertilizer 3. Diluted banana peel water. This is where we start moving faster. Soak a banana peel in a cup of water for 24 to 48 hours, then use that water to irrigate the soil. Banana peels are high in potassium, which regulates water movement inside the plant's cells. It's often the difference between a plant that wilts dramatically every afternoon and one that holds its shape. Because it's already dissolved in water, potassium from this method is available to the roots almost immediately, which is part of why growers often notice perkier stems within a day or 2 of use. If you've made it this far and you're already thinking about that half-dead plant on your windowsill, drop a comment telling me which one it is. I want to know if any of these were the plant you were about to throw out. Now, the next 2 are the ones that work the fastest of all 5, including one that's borderline instant and the one you should genuinely be careful not to overuse. Fertilizer 4. Diluted Epsom salt water.
Epsom salt is magnesium sulfate, and magnesium is the core mineral inside chlorophyll, the molecule that actually lets a plant photosynthesize. When a plant is deficient in it, you'll see pale, almost see-through patches between the leaf veins, while the veins themselves stay green. Mix 1 tablespoon into a gallon of water and use it to water the soil once every 4 weeks. No more often than that, because unlike the first 3, magnesium can build up in soil over time if you're heavy-handed with it. This is one of the closer to instant fixes on this list, because it's fully dissolved and magnesium is small enough for roots to take up quickly. Some growers report a visible deepening of leaf color within just a few days. Fertilizer 5, diluted aquarium water. If you have a fish tank, the water you'd normally dump out during a tank cleaning is actually a complete, balanced fertilizer. It's full of fish waste that's already broken down into nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, the same 3 nutrients on the label of every commercial fertilizer bottle, just in a gentler, diluted, natural form. Use it straight, in place of a regular watering, no additional dilution needed, since tank water is already mild. This is the closest thing on this list to an instant, complete feed because it delivers all 3 major nutrients in a single watering instead of just one at a time like the methods above. Notice the pattern across all 5. We moved from slow and gentle, coffee grounds, feeding nitrogen over weeks, to fast and complete, aquarium water, feeding everything your plant needs in a single watering. That's not an accident. A plant that's badly stressed can't handle a strong feed right away, the same way you wouldn't eat a huge meal after not eating for days. You stabilize first with the gentle stuff, then move to the faster methods once the plant shows any sign of new growth, a fresh leaf unfurling, a stem that's stopped drooping. That sign of new growth part matters, so let's talk troubleshooting, because what if you do all 5 of these and still see nothing change? If it's been 2 full weeks with 0 response, check the roots before blaming the fertilizer. Gently pull the plant from its pot. If the roots are brown, mushy, and smell sour, no fertilizer on earth will fix that. That's root rot. And the fix is trimming away the damaged roots and repotting into fresh, dry soil, not feeding it more. Fertilizer only works on a plant that still has living roots to absorb it with. If you've been nodding along recognizing your own plant in one of these 5, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. It actually tells me which fixes to cover more of in future videos.
So here's exactly how to put all 5 together, in order, starting today. Day 1, check the roots. If they're firm and white, you're dealing with a starving plant, not a dead one, and everything below applies. Start with the coffee grounds worked into the topsoil. That's your foundation feed. Within the first week, add the crushed eggshells into that same top inch of soil. You're not replacing the coffee grounds, you're layering on top of them. By the end of week 1, once you see any new growth at all, even a single fresh leaf tip, that's your signal to move faster. Switch to watering with the diluted banana peel water instead of plain water for a week or 2. Once the plant is holding its shape and the wilting has stopped, bring in the Epsom salt water, but only once a month, no more. And whenever it's due for a regular watering after that, aquarium water, if you have it, is your best full-spectrum option going forward. Remember, the coffee grounds burning risk if layered too thick, the once-a-month limit on Epsom salt, and the root check if 2 weeks pass with 0 response. Those are the 3 ways people accidentally sabotage this process, and now you know how to avoid all 3. That plant you pictured at the start of this video, the one you'd basically written off, it's not too late for it. It was never actually dead, it was just waiting for the right kind of help, in the right order, at the right pace. That's true for a lot of things people give up on too early, not just houseplants. If this saved you from tossing a plant you thought was gone, share it with the one friend who always says, "I killed another plant, I have no idea what happened." This is the video that answers that question for good. I'll see you in the next one.